Hello friends, my name is Rohit Bansal and today I will be talking about digital forensics. Digital forensics is the process of uncovering and interpreting electronic data. The goal of the process is to preserve any evidence in its most original form while performing a structured investigation by collecting, identifying and validating the digital information for the purpose of reconstructing past events. The context is most often for the usage of the data in a court of law, though digital forensics can be used in other instances. The evidentiary nature of digital forensic science requires rigorous standards to stand up to the cross examination in the court. As a result, there have been efforts by the organizations like the National Institute of Standards and Technology, which published the Guide to the Integrating Forensic Techniques into the Incident Responses. Despite this, there are several challenges facing digital forensic investigators. How does one duplicate or preserve evidence without knowing the duplication itself inherently changed the data? Timelines are critical for showing who did what and when, but digital timestamps are notoriously absent or can easily be spoofed in digital data. In order to be able to state conclusively that action A caused result action B, the concept of repeatability must be introduced. This is very difficult with digital forensics. Now, let us understand what is computer and cyber forensics. Computer forensics is a branch of digital forensic science pertaining to the evidence found in computers and digital storage media. The goal of the computer forensics is to examine digital media in a forensically sound manner with the aim of identifying, preserving, recovering, analyzing and presenting facts and opinions about the digital information. Although it is most often associated with the investigations of a wide variety of computer crime, computer forensics may also be used in civil proceedings. The discipline involves similar techniques and principles to data recovery, but with the additional guidelines and the practices designed to create a legal audit trail. Evidence from computer forensics investigation is usually subject to the same guidelines and practices of the other digital evidence. Cyber forensic is an electronic discovery technique used to maintain and reveal technical criminal evidence. It often involves electronic data storage extraction for the legal purposes. Although still in its infancy, cyber forensics is gaining traction as a viable way of interpreting evidences. Cyber forensics is also known as computer forensics. Cyber crimes over a broad spectrum from email scams to downloading copyright works for distribution and are fueled by a desire to profit from another person's intellectual property or private information. Cyber forensics can readily display a digital audit trail for analysis by the expert or law enforcement. Developers often build program applications to combat and capture online criminals. These applications are the crux of cyber forensics. Cyber forensics technique include following: cross-driven analysis that correlates data from multiple hard drives, live analysis which obtain data acquisitions before a PC is shut down, deleted file recovery. Now, each of the above technique is applied to cyber forensic investigations. Some nerve-wracking facts: according to a recent survey report conducted and published by Symantec states that India ranks third among the nations facing the maximum cyber threats. The same survey report also states that India ranked second in the world in terms of targeted cyber attacks. Ever since cryptocurrency fever has gripped the nation, a new form of cybercrime has come into the picture. By ranking India second in Asia Pacific Japan region and ranking 9th globally for major crypto mining activities. Now, let us understand types of digital evidences. Digital evidence can be seen as a data or device collected from the crime scene to be investigated to gather proof of the crime. There are mainly two types of digital evidences. One of them is the persistent data. It can be recognized as data that can be retrieved even after the device is turned off or damaged. In this, the data remains unaffected as it is stored in its original format. For example, hard drives, storage media. The second is volatile data. It can be recognized as the data that cannot be found later or is lost when the computer is shut down or turned off. For example, the deleted files, computer history, registry, temporary files and the browsing history. Digital forensics comprises of analytical and investigative technique that are used by the forensic experts for following. Number 1, preservation of data and digital property. Number 2, identification of the source. Number 3, extraction of information. Number 4, analysis of the crime. Number 5, documentation of the report. Number 6, interpretation of computer media, which are digitally stored and encoded evidentiary or for the root cause analysis. Digital forensics department aim towards finding the criminal who is directly or indirectly related to the cyber world, finding the digital evidences to prove their guilt and thus document a report of the evidences and their extracted information in a manner to present it before the civil proceedings to take necessary action against the criminal. Some examples of digital crimes. Malicious code. Now, what is malicious code? Malicious code is the term used to describe any code in any part of a software system or a script that is intended to cause undesired effect, security breaches or damage to a system. Malicious code is an application security threat that cannot be effectively controlled by conventional antivirus software alone. Malicious code describes a broad category of system security terms that includes attack scripts, viruses, worms, Trojan horses, backdoors and malicious active content. Now, let us understand denial of service attack. A denial of service attack is an attack meant to shut down a machine or a network, making it inaccessible to its intended users. Denial of service is also known as DOS. So, DOS attacks accomplished by the flooding of target traffic or sending it information that triggers a crash. In both instances, the DOS attack deprives legitimate user, which means employees, members and account holders of the service or the resource they expected. Let us understand man in the middle attack. A man in the middle, we can call it as MITM attack, is a form of eavesdropping where communication between two users is monitored and modified by an unauthorized party. Generally, the attacker actively eavesdrops by intercepting a public key message exchange and retransmits the message while replacing the requested key with its own. Spam, irrelevant or unsolicited message sent over the internet, that is called spam. They are typically to a large number of users for the purpose of advertising, phishing, spreading malware, etc. What is phishing? Phishing is the fraudulent practice of sending emails purporting to to be from reputable companies in order to include or induce individuals to reveal information, personal information such as the password and the credit card information. Now, let us talk about some of the case studies. The first one is 2007 Estonia cyber attack. An unknown source launched a denial of service DOS attack on the key websites, and it has led to rendering the service of the websites inaccessible for their users. Some slander reported Russia was blamed to launch this attack. The next one is Nigerian or 419 scams. This was said as the most popular cases of that time. This scam involved someone from overseas offering people to share a sum of money or a payment as a token of gratitude on a condition that the person has to help them transfer the money out of their country. The number 419 refers to the section of Nigerian Criminal Code dealing with fraud and charges and the penalties of offenders. Originating in Nigeria, this scam has now spread across the globe. Let us talk about the Paytm fraud. Applicant Mr. Anil Rathore reported a transaction of total sum of rupees 26,000 debited from its credit card. Background story started as in the year 2017, accused Mr. Bharat Kumawat, a 12th pass sales executive and resident of Ujjain, was once travelling from Manpur to Indore with Mr. Anil Rathore. His acquaintance Mr. Anil, who later became the victim of the fraud, was requested to add rupees 5,000 to Mr. Bharat's Paytm e-wallet using his credit card, and in return will provide him rupees 5,000 cash, as he has to transfer money urgently somewhere. As requested, Mr. Anil did the same, and in the meanwhile his HDFC Bank credit card details were saved. Next phase of this story began with some unknown transaction in the following year and reported the same to Cybercell. Investigation team found that a transaction of rupees 1,000 to 2,000 per day was done from Mr. Bharat's mobile number. These transactions were done in an interval of 15th of March 2018 to 5th of April 2018. Paytm offers automatic refill top-up service by refilling the e-wallet from the saved credit card details if the wallet amount is nil. The reason Mr. Anil couldn't identify the money theft was because the transaction done by Mr. Bharat was in less amount and occurred in the long time intervals. Let us talk about another case study, which is job consultancy firm scam. Desperation leads to bad decisions. When so many youngsters are desperate for the job, they tend to become vulnerable and an easy target for job fraudsters. Accuser Mr. Vinay Singh, Mr. Kishanpal Singh, Mr. Rahul Sharma and Mr. Pankaj Negi were arrested when recognized as a member of fake job providing consultancy. They used to buy database of applicants from Shine.com, acting as a genuine consultancy, and promised innocent job seekers to be placed in India's top MNCs. In return, they have to deposit a job security fee in certain bank accounts, which will be refundable once they get placed in the company. All the accused were then arrested by the police and was presented before the law. While working over this case, police came across another relative of Mr. Kishanpal Singh, who used to provide fake driving licenses, voter ID cards and Aadhaar cards to people and charged rupees 5,000 on issuance per ID. Altogether, consisting of all such deception, this gang scammed rupees 8 lakhs till date, fooling innocent unemployed youth. Another case study we can talk about as fake Facebook account to defame. How low can a person go to defame a person they love? This is the most cliche type of crime to describe, but is happening in our society. One such case is described here. A girl created a fake Facebook account to defame her love interest, resident of Jabalpur. A lady working in a cloth retail shop for 6 years developed her love interest for shop owner. When the owner got engaged to his fiancée, she thought of a way to defame the shop owner to call off the wedding. She asked the shop owner a picture of her fiancé and transferred it to her mobile. She created a fake account of the owner, posted some pictures with misleading captions to defame the couple. She also sent these pictures and messages to the owner's fiancé, which caught the shop owner's attention, and later he reported about the incidents to the police. As the shop owner was not attentive enough on the early call, which led to this mishappening. Lack of attention and ignorance leads to big mistakes. After 6 months of complaint and detailed inquiry, the state cyber cell arrested the lady. Another one of the similar nature, fake Facebook account for revenge. This case is a typical revenge story where poor Facebook was involved. Accused Mr. Sunil Bhinde, resident of Alirajpur, and the victim knew each other for 2 years and were good college friends. Later, due to some reasons, both break off their friendship. Accused created a fake Facebook account of the girl, and her friends were being messaged from the same ID. The accused were trying to tarnish the image of the girl. When the victim came to know about her fake profile, she lodged a complaint at Women Police Cell. Later, the police lead the case, and the accused Mr. Sunil was arrested and found his SIM card and mobile phone. In the same category, we can talk about the bank fraud. Undoubtedly, you must all have heard about this case and could be your acquaintance have fallen prey to this scam. The bank fraud gang used to operate from 3 different states to confuse the police of their exact location. Accused Mr. Krishna Gopal Gupta, owner of online center and Chaos, was the prime culprit. His brother-in-law used to call from Bihar using West Bengal SIM card and convince people that he is speaking from their respective bank and needs OTP along with other account information, so the user's account does not get suspended. Unaware people provided him details of their accounts, after which they debited the money from their account and they transferred the sum to e-wallet account, which was then used by Mr. Krishna to pay utility bills or for the other needs. 2 accused are still not found and no one knows that they are still active. A good tip for this: above crime would have failed if people were more aware and would have questioned callers rather than panicking and revealing information. Please go home and spread this word to your family and other acquaintances. ATM fraud. An applicant, a resident of Bhopal, lodged a FIR for ATM theft of transaction of rupees 12,200. Police, after screening the ATM footage, asked the applicant to identify the suspect. Applicant identified the accused as Mr. Shyam Sundar Patil, resident of Bhopal. He stole the SBI ATM from the applicant and tried doing transactions. The accused have now been arrested. Another one in the list is cheap clothing scam. Mr. Vishwaroop Das, a senior technician at IIT Kharagpur, helped his daughter Palomi to open an online store named Lavender. They took order online and requested their customers to do online payment for the same. Later, they deliver poor quality material to their customers. After being contacted by customers about the poor quality of received products, they used to block their registered ID and their contact numbers. Ms. Suman Karmakar, an IT professional at Wipro Hyderabad, was also a partner of Palomi for this online scam. An applicant lodged complaint against the accused after he ordered a bulk product and did not receive his order even after paying 45,000 rupees for the same. Mr. Vishwaroop and Ms. Suman have now been arrested for running this fraud scam, and police is still in search of Palomi. Another one in the list is fraud call center scam. A call center operator, Mr. Abhishek Pathak, used to charge a fee amount from American citizens as his fee in helping them in loan settlement. He has targeted 5,000 American citizens till date. Coming to another accused of this scam, Mr. Tikamjeet Thenua, a 12th pass student who was influenced by another accused fraud operator, Mr. Sagar Thakkar, a person already involved in the very famous BPO fraud. Mr. Tikamjeet was a state player of under 19 cricket team and had a few American contacts. Mr. Tikamjeet helped Mr. Abhishek with call center operations, technical advice, and also provided data of American people. He was the key mediator and was given commission for this job by Mr. Abhishek. In a time span of 2 years, he was given a commission of rupees 30 lakhs for his job. When continuous complaint was lodged against the cell center, police raided the call center, and 15 people were arrested. Police also recovered a data of 12 lakhs American from their possession. It was a serious case of data breach. Another one in the list is Darknet racket. This case involved technically sound people with good hacking skills. Darknet. What is Darknet? It is a computer network with restricted access which is used for illegal peer-to-peer file sharing. An online gang was busted that hacked into people's bank account using Darknet. It was found that accused Mr. Deepak used to buy credit and debit card details from Darknet using Bitcoin. He used to then transfer money from users' bank account bypassing the security checks, and he has multiple agents at various levels and different departments working for him. This person is yet to be caught. Accused user to spend their income on luxurious lifestyle, traveling, staying in upscale hotels, etc. This gang has been involved in cyber crimes since 2005 and belong to a upper middle class family. Next one in the list is internet banking and SIM swapping fraud. The case that will be discussed now involved very simple and smart technique. What surprises me is how tele companies issue SIM cards easily without going through detailed procedures. In the year 2015, applicants' internet banking details were hacked and a duplicate SIM was requested for his registered mobile number, after which OTP was requested on the duplicate SIM and a transaction of rupees 10 lakhs were made from his account. This account was distributed in the different bank accounts. One of the account in which the amount of rupees 1.5 lakh was transferred was of accused Mr. Vikas Tyagi. He was wanted since the last 3 years and has a bounty of rupees 20,000 over him. Lately, crimes of SIM swapping have increased as people are evolving through internet banking. Being careless with internet banking and leaving credentials in phone or saving credit card details in an application which can cost big hole in their pocket. Another one is prompt engineers scam. Victim Mr. Anand Jain's Messrs Prompt Engineers company was hacked on 16th of September 2017 and a transaction of rupees 42 lakhs were reported. The amount was debited via RTGS and his mobile number, which was registered for net banking, was blocked on 15th September 2017 at around 6 p.m. It started as the victim's mobile network suddenly started displaying no service. After inquiring at BSNL customer care, it was found that the new SIM has been issued, so his first SIM was suspended. On further following up at BSNL office, he got to know that by using his voter ID and another unidentified photograph were given as proof to issue a new SIM card. As discussed earlier, tele companies' irresponsibility played a major role here too, abet the crime. Till date, 9 people have been arrested in this scam. The unidentified photograph was found to be Johnny Brown, who is 68 years old, who was arrested from Jabalpur. Johnny, along with Rajendra Satnami, went to Bhopal to issue the duplicate SIM, which led to this scam. Another one in the list is government website phishing. MP Tourism received complaint against the following websites: HanumantiyaTapu.com and SalaniTapu.com. Complaint filed against the mentioned website was for placing bookings as a representative of MP Tourism official website at Khandwa. Both the websites had no contact numbers of the concerned authority or department, and some other details were hidden too. Clearly, no contact details make website suspicious, but it was fascinating to see how tourists never doubted this part of the website. Accused was found to be Mr. Narsingh Chauhan, working as a software engineer in an MNC at Pune. He took bookings directly from the tourist, inclusive of extra charges, and later booked tickets on a lesser price or discount offers from the regional office of MP Tourism at Nagpur, Indore and Pune. Tourists were later billed from the accused website, giving him a huge margin of profit. In the time span of 29th October 2016 to 21st November 2017, accused booked 340 bookings of about 1200 tourists, which made him bookings of rupees 38 lakhs with an exclusive profit of rupees 10 lakhs. So friends, we talked about the digital forensics, computer and cyber forensics, some of the examples of the digital crime and some of the real life case studies. I hope this session has made you more aware of how these crimes have been done and what you should do to protect from yourself.